honorable dignitaries, and my dear friends, colleagues from the media industry and elsewhere. Good morning. Good afternoon, actually. I'm Asad Inam, Chief Executive of X2O, and today I'm here to discuss the role of advertising in cultural integration of BRI member countries. As everyone knows, the Belt Road Initiative is an undertaking of massive infrastructural development across 3 continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe, to join all countries in these continents physically, geostrategically, commercially, socio-economically, and culturally. The BRI has the important potential to redefine the destiny of the region and the world at large, and humanity in general. One way to understand the BRI and its impact is to look in the context of globalization. What has happened in the past several centuries? What is going to happen next? Globalization may well begun right now, right from the first man walking the earth. During the past 600 years or so, globalization has accelerated. There has been the age of discovery from the 15th to the 18th century, the globalization 1 of the 19th century, globalization 2 from 1945 to 1989, globalization 3 up until the 2000s, and finally globalization, or the era we are witnessing today. Every phase has been different, with different nations leading the way. Today, as experts agree, is the age of China and the ideas, innovations transform the nations of the world. Historically, the international integration in our part of the world, or Asia, has not been as fast in other regions. For example, Europe. Japan during the Second World War and also during the 1950s to 1980s did play a leading role in regional integration, which became to be known as the flying geese phenomenon, with Japan showing other nations the way to with its industry and technology exports. Later on in 2000s and beyond, China has been the engine of the growth and has driven further integration among the nation. The BRI and locally the CPEC, however, initiatives beyond compare in recent history. Today is the era of Asia. Our region, without a doubt, is the largest, the most populated, and most promising, and the fastest growing region in the world. As can be seen by this chart, Asia in the world economy can be shown here. Coming to the role of advertising in all this. First, economic integration is impossible without modern commerce, and modern commerce is unimaginable without advertising. Second, besides its commercial and economic role, advertising also plays a direct role in cultural integration all over the world. Today, when we travel the world, we are struck by the common elements of one modern and urban culture elsewhere. Same hotels, similar shopping malls, identical products and brands, same vehicles driving you around, same restaurants, same credit cards to pay with, same ways of eating, drinking, and walking, talking, and celebrating. This is what advertising has done to our world so far, and there is more to come. Advertising integrates economies and cultures. Research studies prove that cultural integration is not spontaneous activity happening as a result of innovation or air travel. Advertisers all over the world spend millions and billions of dollars to make it happen. The same phenomenon will be at play in the BRI nation, and very soon. Advertising will integrate economies, thereby making people interdependent. This interdependence means people of the different nations will have to trade and work together for the common good of all. Advertising is always about change. People tend to identify and relate with advertising they see and goods they consume. Our consumption in return becomes our culture. As an example, the spread of the local food brands to the BRI nations across the borders will mean that our meals will start to look and taste similar everywhere. In addition, to interdependence of different nations and peoples, advertising will also promote multiculturalism. The multiculturalism is often a commercial need for multinationals who have to take different nations on board commercially, culturally to operate across international borders. Along with promoting economic interdependence and multiculturalism, advertising will help the people across the countries to know one another in better and more intimate ways. This will put an end to the sense of otherness among nations. Regional harmony will be a natural outcome, which will lead to progress, peace, prosperity for all. A society is inseparable from its media, and everywhere. Every media is funded, financed by advertising. Naturally, with time and context, agendas of the media will become will become more and more aligned with likes and dislikes of the advertisers. So advertising is going to change the region media in unimaginable ways. Such changes in media will mostly be commercial and economic good, and the changed media will change the society. Will change societies it caters across the BRI nation. As we can clearly see from what's happening around us, the powerful role of advertising will soon be soon at play in all countries across the BRI region. All we have to do now in the media and advertising industry is to be prepared. We must start looking for opportunities beyond our national borders. We can form all sorts of affiliations and partnership with governments and industries across the BRI region. We must design our products and advertising campaigns with international consumers in mind. And finally, we must think ahead in time to a region which will be unified, interconnected, interdependent markets with consumers and audience who would be more similar than different in their outlook and way of life. Thank you.